What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. And today we have a very exciting release reaction for you all. I really hope each and every one of you are excited for this, as we have some InFlight, I think some Aviation400s listed here as well. So it's going to be a really good release. And again, I hope all of you are excited for these releases. So without any further delay, everyone, let's go ahead and get started. So starting from the left today, because that's kind of where it fell here on the Jet Collector listings. So let's go ahead and get into it, guys. We're going to start with the InFlight200 Viva Aerobus A320neo. This is X-Ray Alpha Victor India Echo, and it also has a special livery on it. So this appears to be a tiger here, which is pretty cool. And overall, that looks like a really nice offering. So great to see the awesome picture of it. And that's coming in at $115. So that'll be a good one for anybody interested in the Viva Aerobus. Our next one, we're going to head back over to some Aviador models. Here is the Taka First 737. I'm going to do my best with the pronunciation on this word here. Valento? I'm not exactly sure how that's said, but anyways, it's a 737-200. It's Yankee Sierra 08 Charlie, which is quite a unique tail number. So a nice looking aircraft, fairly simple, but again, it's been really cool to see all the Taka aircraft getting made and also some of the special liveries from Avianca and others. So that's definitely a really cool one, and I think that'll prove quite powerful right there. So that's looking really nice. Let's go ahead, if I can, without spoiling them all, and jump to the first page where we'll find the rest of the releases here. They just had some new ones. Let's see if I can scroll down really quick. Okay, there we go. That worked perfectly. So let's go ahead and get back to going from right to left, because that's the most efficient way to do this. Let's continue to zoom in here. That should be pretty close, but let's go ahead and see. A little too much. This is a gorgeous release, though. This is going to be the ITA Airways Airbus A321neo with the stand. This is going to be Echo India Hotel X-Ray Bravo from none other than JFox. I think this is a really awesome release right here. These are due up in December, by the way. I really like the ITA livery, and it's awesome to see so much representation in all scales from all the various model aircraft manufacturers. No doubt here with the Airbus A321neo coming in looking very nice, and definitely am interested in getting an ITA narrow body in 1-400 scale in the future, and you'll see why in an upcoming video. Our next aircraft is going to be another really cool European carrier. This is going to be EasyJet with their Airbus A320neo, and this is going to be Gulf Uniform Zulu Lima Mike. So very cool to see this one. It's just a plain livery, which is always awesome. So this will be really great. These are both coming in at $133. So yeah, really great looking planes, very high quality. I have the A321neo from United by InFlight200, and they are absolutely wonderful. So great to see these popular offerings, and European collectors and 1-200 will be very satisfied with these offerings. Our next aircraft is another Aviador. This is going to be a Avatec Boeing 737-200 Lazas de la Pez, somewhere in there is the titles on the back of the fuselage there. This registration is November 126 Gulf Uniform. So very interesting release right here with some pretty good color. I think the tail especially looks really cool. So yeah, another very nice release right there, and I'm sure that will serve its purpose very well here in the model aircraft landscape today. And we also have a Air Costa Rica Boeing 737-200. This is November 171 Papa Lima. This aircraft has various colors, but their logo is mainly a blue, green, and yellow. So, or sorry, red and yellow. So that's exactly what you're seeing here. So of course we have the stripes. No green chi line, but that's actually substituted on the fuselage for the Air Costa Rica titles. So that's pretty cool. You can also note that little yellow circle in the back of the tail right there. So quite a diverse livery. You also have it on the engine too. Didn't catch that at first. So yeah, that's a really great looking plane. I think that'll be pretty popular. So Aviador coming out with some pretty popular offerings, and I think these will be really great for us model aircraft collectors. So no doubt that I'm very excited about those offerings. Very cool to see that. All right, let's get to our next one. Some Aviation200s to start out. Here's an Air China Airbus A320. It's Bravo 309 Gulf. Pretty fair price there at $94 considering the quality of those. I'm definitely interested in getting an Aviation200 here in the near future, so I definitely hope to do that. But awesome to see this Air China released, and I'll be eager to see if they expand into some US offerings in the future on those. So very cool to see that one right there. That'll be in September. We also have by InFlight200 a Japan Air Systems Airbus A300 B42C. This is Juliet Alpha 8263. This livery has always been pretty fascinating to me. It's always made me think of Air Jamaica, but obviously it's JAS. So another very nice release right there, coming in at $192. So definitely a pretty steep investment, but with the quality of those aircraft and the other components, it's definitely understandable why those aircraft are so much higher. So that's where we're at there on the JFox, JSX, or JAS, pretty close, Airbus A300. Our next aircraft is going to be a beautiful Lufthansa Boeing 727-200. This is a polished fuselage and it's Delta Alpha Bravo Charlie India. So another very awesome release right here, considering that, you know, the European 1-200 retro presence can be hit or miss at times. And considering how vital of a piece the Lufthansa 727 was for their fleet, also not to mention that it's polished too, which is, you know, the equivalent of a American Airlines Reno Air hybrid aircraft kind of. So yeah, this is a really good release. I think this will be quite popular and really cool to see InFlight really diving into some really particular liveries here, and this is no exception to that. So another awesome release right there. Speaking of which, they were able to pair it very nicely in the factory there with a Condor 727 polished. This aircraft, Delta Alpha Bravo India Victor, a very similar tail number. However, of course, it has the original Condor livery on it. So a very nice duo right there. That's really great for anybody interested. But obviously, considering that both of them have the same hub in Frankfurt, it is really cool to think about them roaming around with pretty much the same livery, just different tails and billboard titles, and literally the same color on the billboard titles too. So yeah, really similar concept on the tail there as well. You can see that, you know, the coloring's the same. They just have that circle logo. So ultimately, obviously, very manufacturer friendly there for as many quantities as possible. So absolutely huge props to InFlight for making that as economical as possible. So now if they can get the sales to go with it, they'll be in really good shape. So overall, that was pretty nice to see that little duo right there. It was really impressive. Back to our Aviation 200 release, we're going to have quite a few this month, so that's quite exciting. This is going to be a China Eastern Boeing 737 MAX 8, Bravo 1380. To my knowledge, the first 200 MAX 8 for China Eastern. So yeah, this is going to be a really great offering for them. I also really like that Aviation 200 comes with the specification cards, as you can see there. So overall, another really great release right here, and definitely will prove powerful for anybody interested. I also absolutely love on the InFlight 200 stands how they have that little foam piece right there to prevent scratching on the fuselage. I think that's a really high IQ move, so that's really great. Our next aircraft is going to be Austrian Airlines Airbus A320. It looks like it's a Neo. It says on the box right there. They're just not titling them on these listings, which is completely fine. This is Bravo 30 Foxtrot Papa. And yeah, very cool livery. It's just always interesting to see this one. And then Hong Kong Airlines has a similar livery, and then obviously no, it's not. I'm thinking it's Sherlock, but that's not the airline. It's Shuken Airlines or whatever their name is. They all kind of have that similar livery from that China sector there. So anyway, though, looking quite nice for the livery right there, and definitely somebody will be interested in it. So that's another really good one to see. Glad I didn't scroll the other way, so saved myself on that one. So let's continue to look at these Aviation 200s. Our next one will be a China Southern Airbus A320 Neo. This is Bravo 301 Alpha. Another really quality release right here. So I think that this will once again prove very popular, because if you do look at the landscape, I mean, JC Wings does do a fair amount of Asia and Pacific 1-200 narrow bodies, but not as much as, you know, for North America, for example. So yeah, this will prove very powerful. The Aviation 200 continues to fulfill these, and I think it'll be quite awesome. So looking very nice. It really looks quite a bit like InFlight 200, to be completely honest, but obviously it's not. So that's just where we're at. China Eastern Airbus A320. This is a Neo, and this is Bravo 1033. So very similar concept. Cool to see this one as well, and I think it'll definitely prove quite powerful for anybody interested in these aircraft. So yeah, Aviation 200 really knocking it out with a pretty solid set of aircraft right there. It's really cool. Okay, here we go for the Aviation 400s. How about this? A 1-400 United Airlines Boeing 787-10 with the Continental Globe liveries coming in November 12003 with the detachable landing gear. This is a really great release. I really am looking for United 763 or 222. Those are the ones I really want to knock out. I have the 789, 777-300, and a couple of 764s in 1-400. So this is still a really great release though, and if you're fleet building or really like United, this is an awesome opportunity to knock out a very cool aircraft. So it does come with that stand, and at the price point of $54, I think you're definitely getting your money's worth. So another awesome release right there, and that's really cool. This is definitely going to be one I'm interested in, no doubt about it. Vietnam Airlines Boeing 787-10 Victor November Alpha 782 with the detachable landing gear. As you all know, over the last several years, I won't go too far into it since you all know for the most part, but I've really been trying to expand my 1-400 international sector and always looking for airlines I don't have. Vietnam Airlines is absolutely one of those. That's probably my most lacking region behind Africa is my Asia and Pacific Airlines. So I have quite a few European airlines, but I still want to continue to expand regions of the world that I don't really have. And as Great Plains continues to become a huge gateway to the Pacific regions, I think that getting Vietnam Airlines flight would be huge. So we'll see if this will be the one, but I'm definitely 100% interested. So, and with how great the Aviation 400 models are, I definitely am always interested in getting more of those. So hopefully I'll look out and be able to find a discount somewhere on Black Friday or at a collectible show or equivalent. But for now, it's definitely great to look at. So that one's definitely going to be on my radar. And we also have a Etihad Airways 787-10 Alpha 6 Bravo Mike India. Very cool. So again, one more time, really great to see all these international offerings. I already have my Etihad, so probably gonna have to pass on this one, but it's still great for any collector that's interested in the Etihad 7810. And again, it looks really nice. So a very quality release right there, and that will prove quite powerful for all of our friends over at Aviation 400. And they're also going to do the KLM 77-10 with the 100 sticker on it, and that's going to be Papa Hotel Bravo Kilo Alpha. So I already have my 1200 I got at the store, which is, name always slips my mind. It's not Mega Store, obviously, that's what I always think about, but it's the store, darn it, I forget its name. It's in the airport. I'm sure everybody knows what I'm talking about, but I got my 1-200 one there. I don't even know what the brand of that 1-200 company is, but it was only $20, no tax or any of that, so it was a great deal for sure. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to let this one go as well, but KLM is an awesome airline, and I'm really fortunate to have all the ones that I do, and I'm very hopeful to return to Amsterdam one day and obviously rejoice in all the KLM planes and Mega Store. So awesome to see that right there. Okay, another very good release right here for the 787s. This is Eva Air this time. It's Bravo 17803. So very cool to see this. I mean, again, the detachable landing gear aspect and the mold aspect of Aviation 400 really makes every individual release very justified. I know we've got other Eva Air 7810s from other companies over time, but considering the magnitude of the mold, I think every airline is justified from Aviation 400. And of course, they have to make their version to compete. So this will be very popular, and I'm sure it's going to be really great. So that's awesome to see. Okay, they also did a standard KLM 77-10, which is wonderful. Papa Hotel Bravo Kilo Mike. So great for anybody that's looking just for a standard one. These will These will continue to become very prominent in the landscape. So once again, another very good release right here. And here we have the Singapore 77-10, which is brand new. This might be the one I choose to go for. This is 9 Victor Sierra Charlie Whiskey, and I'm continuing to evaluate new airlines, and Thai and Singapore are some of the top of my list to continue to expand that region. So Star Alliance, really awesome. I'm kind of giving a hint to Great Plains, so if you're watching now, all I can say is that the major project coming in January 2025 has a huge involvement with Star Alliance, and the Star Alliance carriers like Thai and Singapore are carriers that I need to get by then to adequately represent what I'm expanding towards. So this might be the one. I don't know. It's supposed to come in September, so it should be around by Black Friday. So that will be a big time buy time, and I'll probably do some live streams around that time and all that to really go into what the plans are, because it's going to be a really exciting time on my channel. So anyway, with all that being said, to put that on the shelf for now, what I want to say here about the Singapore 7810 is that this will be a great long-term option. I know they have the A380, A350-900, and others, so there's going to be some tough decisions to be made. But this is really great to see Aviation 400 doing one. But considering that I got to fly the A350, that's definitely one that I really would like to get. So we'll see. I'll continue to evaluate, but we do have this one as an option, so we'll keep that on the list for sure. And now we have a United 77-10 in the Evo Blue livery to complement the Continental Globe livery. This is November 17105, and this aircraft, of course, is the first 7010 that Aviation 400 has done for the United Evo Blue. So a really great opportunity for fleet building. Again, I have that beautiful 789, so I'm probably okay. I'll save my money towards the other wide bodies I mentioned. But again, really great aircraft right here, and this will be awesome for people that are doing United fleet building, which at some point I would like to do that. Really would love to do some United hub one day, but of course, as of right now, I'm trying to focus on what I currently have and continuing to evolve my collection through value and desires. So that's the current plan. We have another round of them, including the brand new Edelweiss Airbus A350-900. It's Hotel Bravo Romeo Golf Echo. I personally think it looks awesome on the Airbus A350. Feel free to comment below and tell me what you think, but I think they did a really great job putting this livery on here. I'm trying to remember. I think they either have 2 or 4 of these coming in. It's somewhere around that, so it's a pretty low number, but I obviously have my A340, so that'll be sufficient for now. But this will be a great aircraft for any Edelweiss lovers. So very cool to see this, and this will be awesome to see. I think Las Vegas might be the first U.S. airport to get the 350 coming up. So yeah, this is really exciting, and I think there'll be a really awesome release. Speaking of Singapore, there's the 77-10, and this aircraft has the sticker on it. So 9 Victor Sierra Charlie Papa is back for more and looking very nice there on final for, I don't know if that's Hong Kong airport or which airport it is, but that's a great picture right there. So awesome to see that, and overall it's looking really great right there. And we have an Onapon 77-10. This is Juliet Alpha 900 Alpha. So obviously I got the R2D2. So I'd like a standard Onapon at some point, but I'm going to continue to test my luck, see if I can find a really discounted one on eBay or at a collectible show sometime, because I'm sure it will happen. I'm not very picky when it comes to the wide bodies. I just want to continue to expand my airline fleet. So all I'm saying there is that I wouldn't mind having a standard Onapon, because I know the R2D2 can get redundant. So anyway, though, looking really great, and that's an awesome release. And we also have Juliet Alpha 981 Alpha. So this aircraft looks pretty much the same. I'm trying to see if there's any major differences, but I believe it's just a different registration. So good for variety and getting the variety in for anybody that wants a different registration. Do we have one more row? No, we do not. That is it for today's release reaction. And man, it was a good one. So plenty of great offerings here, to say the least, here in the 1-400 landscape from Aviation 400. Definitely interested in that Vietnam and Singapore 787 lineup. That would be a really great addition to the collection. I think InFlight also did a really good job with their very selective releases. Those Europeans will really be popular. European releases, to be more particular. And yeah, the InFlights were really great. And then I also did the Gemini Jets video a couple weeks ago, so if you're looking for that video, definitely check it out. But we're really glad to start getting caught back up on release reactions. I know we were way behind there over the summer, so I take full responsibility for that, for not being able to get those videos out on time. But the primary objective was to continue our consistent content, because the release reactions aren't particularly on the schedule. They just try to come out every Sunday. So anyway, though, with all that being said, what I do have to say today is I'm super excited that we're back in a pretty consistent groove, only a couple weeks behind, which is exactly where I want to be. Have like 2 of these videos ready to be posted at any given time. So I'm really happy with the flow, and I hope all of you are enjoying the videos as well. It's been super fun. There'll be an upcoming channel update if it hasn't came out already, so definitely check that one out, because the fall is going to be a really fun time here. So really excited about that, along with all the model airport projects. You can see one behind me. So it's a really exciting time here, and I hope all of you have enjoyed the content. I'm super excited for what's coming. I hope each and every one of you are as well. So with all that being said, everybody, that'll do it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. My name is Redriveraviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Just process D. Love and love you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon, as Redriveraviation is signing off.